Okay, let's resume the lecture. So the next properties which we are going to see are text properties. Again, some of the examples we saw in HTML tutorial. In CML, CSS text properties, you can set color, direction, letter spacing, line height, then text alignment, text decoration, which includes whether you have to do some marker line, underline or overline or line through, and then indentation as well. Then a few more: text shadow, text transform, text overflow, Unicode, vertical alignment, white space, word spacing. So many of some of these we saw in tutorial, but you can have every element has one example, and you can see all these. Now, another coming on to another type of property, that is icons. So icons, as you can see, icons can easily be added to your HTML page by using the icon library. And to use the font awesome icon, go to fontawesome.com, sign in and get a code to add the in the head section. अच्छा, इसमें let me show you the example from here. As you can see, we have added an icon. This icon has been picked from online library. So there is a website, and we are giving a reference of that website, and then we specify the kind of class. So I have picked this icon, so it has specific class, and that's all. Let me show you how it works. So this is a website. You can see this website. And here you can see various icons are available. So first of all, you have to log in. So as you can see, I have logged in, and through once I log in, I'll get confirm my email address, and then I can use any icon. There are some paid icons and some free icons. For example, I am clicking here. So this is Pro. It means that I can't get it because it is paid one. So I need to find some other free version. Maybe I can find something. Again, it is Pro. So there is no try. Maybe I pick these are icons. There are various categories, and you can see there are various other properties. So I have picked these icons from here. So here there are free icons as well as the paid one as well. So anyway, this website will tell you that okay, you have to add this script in your head section, and then once you will pick the icon, then they will give you another URL that you have to add. For example, this URL is also provided for it is for this particular icon. So this URL has to be added where the icon has to be embedded. Now here you can resize the icon because it is in SVGA format. If I make its font size 24, so it will be reduced. So you can see it is small now. So similarly, other websites are also available. This is example from the font awesome.com. Similarly, there is a link for Bootstrap icons and then Google icons, and they have similar procedure. You can pick any icon. There will be paid some paid icon and there will be some free icons. Okay, so after icon, let's come on HTML lists and CSS list properties. We have already seen various lists, two types of lists in HTML tutorial. One is unordered list, which we mentioned with UL subscript, and other one are ordered lists, which are numbered, and we use it with OL script. And the CSS list properties allow you to set different list item markers for ordered list, and then we can set various different list item markers for unordered list. Then we can set images as list item markers. So, for example, you can use images as bullets of unordered list, and then you can also specify some background colors for the list as well as for list items. So let's see. Similarly, with the links, we can set various values for the links. Here you can see there are 4 links and there are 4 different styles of lists. So here you can see the text for visited links and regular links. You can set background properties, colors, paddings, text alignments. You can create a complete button style here. So this is possible. Then for the list properties, you can these are 4 important properties. For example, list style, it sets all properties for the list, and then you can set images for as a marker. Then you can set list style positioning, and then you can set list style the type. I have placed few types. For example, here you can see that here this example is setting the background colors for the list. So you can see that in the style we are mentioning for unordered list, this is blue, light blue and dark blue color. This is for unordered list, and for ordered lists the colors are different. And then for list items you can also specify the list. आप देखें जो list items है उनका color light है, तो light colors is being set here and outer colors is being set here. So we can make beautiful lists as well. Similarly, here you can see a modern style of items where we are only setting the left border with red. So for unordered list. So this is unordered list with 5 pixel solid red border. Then background colors, you can see this one. And then there is some padding has also been added here. So with these all these properties we can create modern style of lists as well. Okay, so then here you can see that we can also make styles of our tables. इसकी मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल दिखाता हूँ इसके अंदर. So this is a table and we are setting some properties for the table, and here you can see that we are setting some properties on mouse hovering. Then borders are different. So let's see here. I have placed some values. तो यहाँ पे अगर मैं वैल्यूज चेंज करना चाहूँ, टेबल हेडर्स, दिस इज हेडर, maybe I put some dark value here. So properties are changed. Then on hovering, we are getting this value. Maybe I do something like this. Now here you can see on hovering, my colors are changing. So we can create very modern, beautiful tables just by styling with the cascading style sheet. Okay, so this demo is here. Then we can also create responsive tables, CSS responsive. Responsive को भी हमने examples देखी हैं HTML ट्यूटोरियल में, जिसमें हम जो स्क्रीन है उसके साइज के मुताबिक HTML एलिमेंट adjusts itself. For example, यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है the responsive table will display a horizontal scroll bar. तो ये आपको नजर आएगा. Since width of the table is more than the view pan, so a scroll bar has been created. Why it has been created? Because we have specified in the div that style is overflow on X side, that is on X axis. Overflow, it is auto. So whenever the width of the div style will reduce from the table content, then the scroll bar will be created automatically. So similarly, various other properties of tables are there as well. Border collapse, border spacing, caption side, empty cells, and table layout. So please have a look on these styles. You will find example of each style there. Then something about CSS layout, which is the last section of today's lecture. Again, there are some display properties in the layout. The display property is most important CSS property for controlling the layout. The default display value for most of the elements is block or inline. So these elements div, h1 to h6, p, form, header and footer and section, these all are called block level elements, or and span, hyperlink, and image. These are called, by default, these are inline elements. So we can change their properties, default properties. We can make any block element as inline element, and we can make any inline element as a block element. So we can set these default display values. A block level element is always, so what is the difference between these two? The block level element always starts a new line and takes up a full width available. On the other hand, an inline element does not start on a new line and only takes up as much width as necessary. So these are some default properties, and we can change these properties. Okay, how we can change? For example, if there is any inline element, and we can make, how if we want to make it a block element, then we will set its display property to block, display colon block. So it will become, any inline block can become a block element, and same we can do with any block element. On the other hand, display none, display has another property if we set it none. So what will happen? And we can set this property with the help of JavaScript to hide or show any element. It is commonly used with JavaScript to hide or show element without deleting or recreating element. So then it removes the element from the document. तो जो HTML पेज होगा, अगर आप डिस्प्ले नन कर देंगे तो इट विल बी रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम HTML पेज. रिमूव होगा तो नजर भी नहीं आएगा. But we can also use a property like visibility property. If we put the visibility to hidden, then it hides the element, but element remains in the document. Let me show you its example. For example, here you can see, here you can see these are images. It is using display none properties. Once I'll press the button remove, it display none property will be, let me show you here. Sorry, this one is not. For example, here must be, I click here, the element is displayed after clicking. So what are we doing? We have written a function, JavaScript function, and this block is by default. You can see by default its property is display is none. but once we click it, this function is called, my function is called, and here style display property becomes block from, so once it's clicked, so it becomes block and it is shown. So this is how we can use a JavaScript value here. Again, I can show you here. Here, if I click it, its display property will go to none. And if I click it, visibility, I press hide, then its visibility property will be hidden. So it is not, you can see that it is not removed from the page, only it is hidden. But if I press display.none, it is removed from the page. So you can see it is shifted towards the right. So this is a difference between display none and visibility hidden. With display none, the element is removed from the HTML page. And with visibility hidden, the element is not removed, it only gets hidden. It remains on the page. Okay, so then there are some overflow properties. These properties were also discussed in HTML tutorial, that what should happen if something overflows from the view pane. What happens? We can control it. The CSS overflow property controls what happens to the content that is too big to fit into an area. The overflow property specifies whether to clip the content or to add the scroll bars when content of element is too big to fit. तो होगा क्या कि आपकी स्क्रॉल बार वगैरह बन जाएंगी ऑटोमेटिकली, लेकिन बनाना चाहते हैं नहीं बनाना चाहते, दैट वी कैन कंट्रोल. The overflow property has following values, that is visible, hidden, scroll or auto. So maybe I have shown these are the properties. uh, Overflow, maybe if I can show you some demo. Here you can see scroll bars are created with the overflow property. Then here you can see that with overflow the content is overflown from the, if it has moved away from the area. We can also hide it and we can also show it. Here you can see. So but if you want, we can create a scroll bar as well. Here for example, we say that overflow should be scroller. So you can see that a scroll bar has been created. So similarly, you can manipulate it. So then there are some positioning properties of CSS, and there are various properties: bottom, clip, left, position, right, top, and Z index. Z index is basically if you want to bring something on the front or you want to bring it backwards, उसके लिए Z index use होता है. Then for example bottom, it sets the bottom margin edge to the position box. You can fix the position box. आप किसी पेज पे फिक्स करना है, बॉटम पे चला जाए, टॉप पे चला जाए, तो वो पोजीशंस वगैरह आप सेट कर सकते हैं. एंड ओवरफ्लो हमने पहले देख लिया था, ये इसका थोड़ा सा पोजीशन ख़राब हो गई है. So this overflow is with this one, and here is the positioning property. अब पोजीशनिंग को भी यहाँ से अगर मैं आपको दिखाऊं,
सर बस
जी ये पोजीशनिंग प्रॉपर्टी है. ये आपको नीचे राइट साइड पे नजर आ रहा होगा, एक ब्लॉक नजर आ रहा है आपको राइट साइड पे. दिस div एलिमेंट इज पोजीशन फिक्स्ड. अब स्क्रॉलिंग भी कर रहे हैं तो इसकी पोजीशन फिक्स हुई हुई है. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कैन डू विद पोजीशनिंग प्रॉपर्टी. ये स्टैटिक है, ये मूव करेगा साथ साथ. Let me show you fix position. This one here, at the bottom there is a fixed tag. If I do anything, that element remains on the bottom position. जैसे आपको यहाँ पे नजर आ रहा है. तो it is, so we can also fix the positions within the rectangle, within a div. As a child element you can fix the properties. अब अगर डेव इसको पेरेंट को मूव करेंगे तो चाइल्ड भी साथ ही मूव करेगा, क्योंकि चाइल्ड को हमने एब्सोल्यूट पोजीशन फिक्स की हुई है इसकी. तो चाइल्ड भी पेरेंट के साथ मूव करेगा. तो इस किस्म की हम सेटिंग कर सकते हैं इसके अंदर. एंड देन देयर इज कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फ्लोट. ये भी हमने HTML ट्यूटोरियल में डिस्कस किया था. फॉर एग्जांपल इमेजेस, इफ वी कैन सेट एन इमेज टू द राइट, तो इमेज राइट पे फिक्स हो जाएगी एंड कंटेंट विल कम ऑन टू द left side. We can set various floating properties. We want to float right, float left, top, bottom. ये चीज़ें हम left, right, none, ये सारी चीज़ें हमें सेट कर सकते हैं. Okay, so it ends today's lecture. So basically, what I want that you should go through and see all the examples, ताकि आपको आइडिया हो कि CSS के साथ हम क्या कुछ कर सकते हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, there are a lot of options available which you can do, the type of manipulations you can do with the style sheet. So I have tried to cover, give you the idea about all the others. लेकिन है कि आपको एक दफ़ा जाके इनकी एग्जांपल्स को देखना चाहिए. Only then you will have a clear understanding that what all we can do with the style sheets. Some of the topics are left that we will cover in next lecture. So any questions or queries in today's lecture? जी एहतशामुल हक. Can you listen to me? जी फरहाद.
यस सर, नो क्वेश्चन.
अच्छा चलें. असल में आपको इन एग्जांपल्स को एक दफ़ा करेंगे तो फिर मैंने आपको एक ब्रॉड आउटलाइन दे दी है कि क्या क्या किया जा सकता है, लेकिन इनको आप एक दफ़ा जाके ज़रा सारी एग्जांपल्स को देख लेंगे. देन यू विल हैव अ वेरी क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट I expect as your homework. Okay, so we close our lecture and inshallah we'll meet tomorrow.